to Coffee with a D. For today's video, I was inspired by the Great British Baking Show, which, if you haven't seen it, you should, but it's a baking competition for home cooks, and I just watched the whole season on Netflix. I'm not usually a huge fan of competition shows. I don't like when people get like nasty against one another, but in this show, all the people are so sweet and they're all rooting for one another, and it makes it really fun to watch. And they bake really amazing things. So I thought it would be fun to try some of the challenges myself at home. And I saw they actually have some of the recipes on the PBS website. So I'm starting with the first episode of the season. And for the technical challenge, the bakers had to make a cherry cake, a cherry bundt cake. And it has candied cherries, ground almonds, lemon zest. So I'll be attempting that recipe today at home, and we'll see how it goes. I'll be making 6 mini bundts, just because that's the pan I have. So if you'd like to see how I fare with this baking challenge, please keep on watching.
I've already prepared my candied cherries. I just used the jarred Morello cherries, I believe they're called at Trader Joe's, and I cooked them in a sugar syrup for about 20 to 30 minutes. They're still a little bit different than candied cherries, but we just worked with what we had. Now I'm mixing them with 2 tablespoons of the flour mixture. This helps dry them out a little bit, and it also ensures that they don't sink to the bottom of the cake, so they're nice and evenly distributed. Time to get started on the batter. I'll start by creaming together the butter and sugar. This recipe calls for caster sugar. In advance, I just pulsed my regular granulated sugar in the food processor until it was a little bit finer. This just helps it cream into the batter more easily. So I mixed in the eggs, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the flour. This recipe calls for self-raising flour, so I just made my own using all-purpose flour, baking powder, and salt. I also mixed in the ground almonds and lemon zest. Alright, so we have a nice thick batter here, and I'm just going to mix in our prepared cherries. I'm just going to fold them in gently with a rubber spatula. Our batter is all ready to go, so I'm just going to divide it up evenly into my 6 mini bundts. Into the oven at 350 degrees until they turn golden brown.
Okay guys, so I had kind of a tragedy. My bundts are really stuck in the pan. I buttered the pans, but I guess not enough. So this one I just like ripped out. So it's like a crumbly mess. So I'm really disappointed. I saw online that you can try sticking them in the freezer and then they might loosen up. So I'm gonna give it a try because I have my icing all ready to go, and I want to get them all pretty, but we'll see what happens. Okay, hello again. It's now many days later, so I did put the whole bundt pan in the freezer, and I waited until the cakes were completely frozen solid, and then I like jiggled them like crazy, and they finally came out. So, not ideal. They're kind of like crummy looking because they got so stuck in the pan. So the judges would not have liked that, but you know, we're gonna go with it. So I have my lemon icing, which is just fresh lemon juice and powdered sugar, which is really yummy. And I have some toasted slivered almonds, some reserved candied cherries. So let's get started. I took just a regular sandwich bag and cut off the zip top and put in a little icing tip. So I'm gonna spoon some of the icing into here. So this is how the first one came out. Okay, so I'm actually added some powdered sugar into my frosting because it was too thin. And here's what my icing looks like now. So we're gonna try this again. Challenge from the Great British Baking Show. I made Mary Berry's cherry cakes, and it was a bit of a challenge, which is what I set out for. I wanted to challenge myself and try new recipes and new techniques, and this was a good place to start. They look a little sloppy, but that's okay. I'll have to work on my decorating skills. But yeah, all that's left to do is see how they taste. So let's cut into one. So I'm trying to evaluate this like from the judge's perspective. I don't see a ton of cherries right here, but overall, they didn't really sink to the bottom. So that's good. I think it's a touch overbaked. So it's a little drier than I would have wanted, but let's give it a try. I love the lemon icing. It's really sweet, but has a nice balance from the lemon. It is just a little more crumbly than I would have wanted, just because I think it's a touch overbaked, like I said. But it tastes really good. I like it. I don't know what the judges would have had to say, but I'm pretty happy with how I did. So thank you to the Great British Baking Show for inspiring this video. It's definitely fun to get in the kitchen and try some different things that I don't usually gravitate towards, that I haven't seen my mom bake 100 times. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, I would love to film more of them. I'd love to try out some more recipes from the show. So let me know if you'd be interested, and hit that red subscribe button below so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Happy baking! Bye!